Welcome, 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 fellow hunters. My name is Nuzcraft, and this is Monster Hunter Rise. We are going to be taking on a new quest today. It's going to be our Urgent Rampage, after we accept some new optional quests. And I think it's going to be a good time. This is our first Rampage. It's called the Rampage Approaches. This is going to be our tutorial into the Rampage and how it works. And it should be a lot of fun. So, a couple of housekeeping items before we get started, I guess. I don't have any new gear on. We're still running the Roggy Helm, but I do have it layered with the Guild Cross because it looks really nice with our new weapon, which is the Magnum Gunlance. Now, I don't think there's anything super special about the Magnum Gunlance in terms of how much attack it has. So it's got 90 attack, 20 fire. Maybe it's about the best that we have. The Deluxe Harpoon is probably a little bit better because it has that green sharp and the extra attack. But we're going to run this one because it looks cooler. And that's just kind of how it goes. We do, though, have a new switch skill. So instead of charged shelling, we have a blast dash, which is supposed to be super cool with the Gunlance. I've never done this before, and so we're going to try that out. Probably won't be super useful during a rampage, but you know what? That's just how things go sometimes. And then finally, last thing before we get started, I have a bit of a cold. And so if things sound a little bit off, or if I end up sneezing, that's what's going on. Let's go and grab Polisher, just in case we need to sharpen. Calculator and Defender, that's great. I don't expect us to actually run into any issues with the Rampage, but you know what? You never know. You never really know. If anything, it'll allow us to be a little bit more aggressive. Which is fine.
The Rampage is here.
The Rampage is here. So the Rampage is kind of like a tower defense minigame here in Monster Hunter Rise. Monster Hunter Rise is the first time that something that the Rampage itself has showed up. Previous games did have siege quests where you would kind of try and hold off a monster that was attacking your fortress, but not in the same way that the Rampage does. The Rampage allows you to, I don't know, it seems a little bit more, there's a word that I'm not able to use at the moment. It lets you do more things. I heard from Elder Fugen that your task is to repel any monster that has made it into the Stronghold. Since this is your first Rampage, there's probably a lot you don't know, so I'll fill you in on how things work here. This area serves the same purpose as the main camps do out in the field. If you get thrashed real bad, you'll wind up back here. But it's fine, as long as the Stronghold is okay. You can keep retrying. So we don't have 3 feints or anything. We can feint as much as we want. You can swap out your gear and weapons and sort out your items through there. You want to bail on your current loadout, you're free to switch up your gear inside. The Stronghold is just beyond that exit there. Oh, and for bigger rampages, you'll need to defend more of the Stronghold, so more exits will be available. Alright, I'm going to head off to the Stronghold. Meet me there when you're ready. And we're not going to read this. Okay, so first thing, we get this, you kind of missed it, but we got a Prismatic Spear Bird, which took our health and stamina all the way up to max. Prismatic Spear Birds are the best, and they are the coup de grace for people who don't want to go out and gather birds. If you can get a prismatic one, you're all set. You don't need any more birds. You basically just max out your stats. Alright, notice how we've got a horde incoming timer. It says infinite seconds. That is only for this training mission. Normally you have like a minute and a half, I think, to get set up. But that I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Good to go, Ace. Welcome to the Stronghold. The villagers all built this place to defend against the Rampage. The waves of monsters that attack during rampages, we call them hordes, will come in from that direction. The hordes will try to destroy the Stronghold by breaking through the gates. These gates are what's keeping the monsters out of Kimura. And keeping the monsters off the gates and out of Kimura is why we're here. We fight off the hordes of monsters using machinery developed specifically for this situation, called hunting installations. Looks like we've got plenty of prep time. Come with me and I'll explain how to use them. Alright, so we can come into this area, kind of explore a little. Each of these squares is where you can set up a hunting installation. There's some wire bugs just that are kind of like out and about. You can set up installations up here on top of these sides. That'll give you kind of areas to shoot down on. So like if the monster is in that middle section, you can set up an installation here so you can shoot them from here. That big gate is one that the monsters will break. So you want to try and protect that. It's not the important gate though. That big one in the back is the important gate. Over on this side, we have some other things. They'll probably explain all these to us. We've got a Dragonator here. You can see the Dragonator spikies down here. That'll shoot a Dragonator out and hit any monster in its path. And then behind that, we have this furnace that we could use to decrease the cooldown timer on our hunting installations or the Dragonator. Alright, Master Tsushi.
I've been waiting for you.
Alright, first let's ready a Ballista, one of many hunting installations. Select a Ballista to be used on this installation platform, and the village defenders below will set it up. Give it a shot.
Put down some artillery!
Right. Oops. So we press 0, and then we can kind of select if we want a mountable, which is one that we would use, an auto, which is like an installation that we don't have to pay attention to, or limited, which are time sensitive. You only get them for a little bit amount of time. And here they want us to put in a Ballista. So technically we can mount the Ballistas, and we can use them to shoot monsters.
Put down some artillery!
Alright. We'll set up a Defender Ballista here, and this one has a Villager that's manning it, so they will automatically shoot.
Let's move on! Put down some artillery!
And they want a bamboo bomb here. These will automatically detonate when a monster gets close.
Listen up!
And do some damage. Bandit type requires a mounted hunter to fire. Auto type activates automatically in certain cases, and limited supply type, only a certain number of these can be set up. There are Dragonators and splitting wyvern shots. These installations are unlocked based on your Stronghold level. We'll talk a little bit about Stronghold levels when we get to them.
Let's move on!
Alright, now he's going to tell us how to use the Ballista.
Let's
Perfect.
do this!
So we can use our trigger, or we can use circle to just shoot straight up Ballista shots. They will reload whenever they run out.
Listen up!
Mate, Master Tsushi's telling us everything.
Show me your moves!
Crag shots. We shoot and then they blow up. They are really good at stunning monsters. So if we have kind of like a side quest where we need to stun a monster, you really want to crag shot their head with the Ballista. And then and then the crack shot takes a little bit longer to reload. The retreat shot is kind of like a sonic bomb. We only get one of those. It takes a while to reload, and it takes a while to reload. This guard will keep us from getting knocked off of the ballista when we get hit by a monster. Otherwise, it sends us flying. I'm a ballista pro now.
Good job. They're coming.
I think one of the issues with the Rampage is that there's just so much like going on
And presto.
that they didn't want to overload people and make it so that they would fail the Rampages.
Looking great.
So like generally you can't like fail the Rampages.
Look at that. And presto. Careful.
And that's like fine and all, I guess, but what would be better... See, there we got a stun by using our crack shot, and then we just blast him with Ballista. But if you can't like fail the Rampages, then you don't need to use all that much strategy in order to succeed. So really what ends up happening is you just...
Stand your toes.
Got another stun. You just like complete your subquests and fight some monsters, and it's kind of chaotic, but there's like so much going on that you just don't worry about it, because you know that you can always complete it.
Looking great.
Let's get a cannon. These blue guys are the worst. These are the hardest, because the red ones will go try and attack hunters. The green ones will try and attack installations. And these blue ones, they'll go straight for your gates. And your gates are your biggest bottlenecks. If you can get monsters kind of like piled up at the gate, it makes it a lot easier to contain them and do a bunch of damage. But like Tetranodon and I think Kezu will go straight for your gates, and it causes problems. So now they start talking about stronghold levels. Basically, upgrading your stronghold level will let you get more installations, which getting access to something like the cannons pretty early can be really helpful in getting good ranks, which is how you get good rewards. There we go. I really like getting the crack shot off. Getting the stun on the monster just feels so good. It feels better than the retreat shot for sure.
Listen up.
I feel like the Gunlance might not be the best weapon for this, just because I can't see through it. Maybe bringing like a sword and shield is going to be better for Rampages. Hordes will always be led by a major threat monster. They are much larger and stronger. This is only accomplished by slaying the major threat, leading the final horde. So Arzuros is our major threat. See how it's got like the more advanced border around it?
Let's go.
Ooh, the counter signal. Ooh, the counter signal. Counter signal is really great. It makes it so that your weapons, just as a hunter, do a lot more damage.
Oh, let's go, everyone.
And so now with the counter signal up,
Show me your move.
we can come down here and see how that just does like a bunch of damage.
Here comes the pain.
Alright, let's do this. We did a blast dash, but it didn't do
Hey,
anything.
you repelled him.
And we can get this reward material, or the Rampage material, and we got an exploding kunai.
Assume defensive positions.
Alright.
Come here.
So we need to repel the next major threat. Let's go ahead and... Oh, I don't want the dog. Can I not set up any more things? Oh, I need to go talk to Master Sushi. Where is he?
Come here.
He's gonna tell me about the Dragonator. Okay.
Hey, hero.
Yo Ace, remember how the Stronghold level increased before? As the Stronghold levels up, you'll be able to use more powerful installations like the Dragonator. You can repel monsters or inflict stun and other status effects to increase the Stronghold level, so go nuts.
Huh.
Press circle near this lever to activate the Dragonator, then press to ready the Dragonator, and press circle again to activate it. Once it's activated, a gigantic spear will thrust straight out. Time your attack so that monsters are directly in front of it for maximum impact. The Dragonator is a gnarly weapon, but it takes time again before it can fire. If you don't want to wait, you can use the power kiln to speed up the process. They can be used to hasten repair times for destroyed installations too. Make sure your arsenal is fixed before a horde comes.
Bring it on!
Oh.
Oh, Elder Fugen.
Sup, Ace?
Occasionally, a brave warrior of Chimera will come out to thrash during a rampage. Looks like Elder Fugen showed up this time. Go ahead and call him from this installation platform. Oh, and hold down circle over any set up hunting installations to dismantle them. Warriors of Chimera are powerful hunting installations that summon your comrades from the Stronghold's aid. Their effects differ for each villager. Some may attack monsters directly, while others may boost the abilities of other installations. Warriors of Chimera can only be summoned once per quest, making their timing crucial. Yes, these are super powerful. So if you get to summon one of these, try and time it correctly. Man. Here we go.
And they're coming!
Have a taste of my long sword!
Hey, don't worry about it.
Alright.
You can do it!
Dragon bait.
Assume defensive position!
Let's go ahead and get this guy going. I really like these Wyvern Fire Artilleries. I think they're really good. Kind of aim them like this, and just do the flaming beam, and they'll set up. And when an enemy crosses this line, they'll automatically fire. So let's get another defender cannon here. There's a cannon there.
This is gonna be
Big
good.
bomb here. Let's get started. Fugen should pretty much handle these things by himself. Yeah, Fugen is awesome. But see, he does this one thing and then he's gone.
Listen up!
And then you can put something up here.
That's it!
Alright.
Show me your move! Look at this!
We can get a wyvern right off. which Wyvern Rides I think do quite a bit of damage. This Titranodon is probably gonna like destroy this thing. Not quite. I guess I can just
Big boss is getting involved!
See ya!
They're coming!
right.
Listen up! Defend the gate!
Now's our chance!
Attention, please!
Ooh, to get this crack shot off. There we go. Oh, we got the counter signal. Perfect.
You can place some artillery again!
That's our blast ad.
Oh, this is bad.
There we go. So defeating the Grey Roggy ends the Rampage, even though the Titranodon was still around. And we get to carve the main monster. And I think we get parts. As opposed to like the shinies where we just pick up like supply items like the exploding kunai. So there we go. We didn't even get to use the Dragonator, but we can do that now,
You're not getting into the village!
which is pretty great. And let's see. The cannons are pretty cool. They give like an area effect, and if you do thunder ammo, you can give Thunder Blight, where inflicting blights is one of the subquests. The cannon is where you want to do it. So there wasn't like a real rampage, it was like a fake rampage, but the real ones is pretty much all about just completing subquests. Now this is fun because you start to see the villagers with their weapons.
Looks like
Right,
things have
Iori
calmed down
has
a bit.
this huge charge blade. Imogi has her like heavy bowgun, which is just kind of like, it's kind of cool. We'll eventually see Hinoa and Minato with they have a lance and a bow. Oh, now we've got Magnum Mallow coming through. The Tyrant. Just tossing around an Arzuros like it's a plaything. There we go. Come on, Yumogi. Come on, Iori, let's fight.
Whoa, this one looks really strong.
We don't have any orders. Let's retreat.
Have to run.
Ah, it's coming after us!
Magnum Mallow looks so freaking cool.
That monster is known as Magnum Mallow. It appears alongside the Rampage and feeds on the Horde.
Seems very similar to like Nergigante. Back in Monster Hunter
50
World,
years ago,
Nergigante was like
Kamura village was attacked by the Rampage.
like accompany the Elder Crossing and feed on the Elder Dragons.
And we suffered some devastating casualties.
So that could happen again?
What? That's terrible. How can we fight against that?
Don't worry, Yomogi. This time around, we have a skilled hunter by our side.
Fugen talks like he's not a skilled hunter.
Slay Magnum Mallow for us.
And maybe he
We
wasn't, I
need
guess.
you to protect Kamura village.
But he does a really good job in the Rampages.
I want to help fight. I'm coming with you.
Me too. I don't know how much help I can be, though.
That's the spirit. However, this is something that needs to be handled by a hunter.
But...
Kamura is more than steel and hunters. The two of you should
I don't really like
focus on the
understand
things you
Fugen's
do
beard.
best.
Like, how does it do that?
the things...
We do best?
It's like weirdly spiky.
You two have to be strong every day. That way, the answer will come to you before long.
And I feel like Iori and
Let's head
Yomogi
back.
like might be children. Like, I feel like Iori's a child, but Yomogi might not be. I'm not really sure. So here we got a Rampage completion rank of B. And what you want to get is like an S or an S plus, I think. It doesn't really matter here on the first Rampage. But generally, that's what you're going to want to do when you're doing Rampages, is try and get a higher rank. Because a higher rank will lead to more tickets. And so here we got a whole bunch of Defender 1 tickets. I think they go up to Defender 9 with the most difficult Rampages. I guess it's possible that we could have gotten a higher rank if we would have gotten more stuns on the monsters. Nuzcraft, good work in there. Thanks to your efforts, Kamura has emerged from this relatively unscathed. But things are going to get really hairy now that we've got Magnum Mallow on our hands. Like I was telling you back in the Stronghold, that fiend showed its ugly face during the Rampage 50 years back. Old Ham just about lost his neck trying to stop it from taking out the village. And now it's reared its ugly head again. Nuzcraft, the safety of Kamura is in your hands. Hunt down that fiend and finish it for good. We're still not sure what's behind this dang Rampage, but if we find something out, you'll be the first to know. Cool. And then we can talk to Old Hammond.
What is it?
Ah, Nuzcraft, there's something I should tell you about. I've devised a special new technique to upgrade weapons in order to further better our chances against the Rampage. I call it Ramping Up. It uses materials from the Rampage to enhance weapons far more than any normal means would be capable. When you've collected the necessary materials, bring them here and I'll show you.
Come to me if you need new gear.
So, ramping up is super powerful, especially in the endgame.
Okay.
And so what you can do is you can grab a weapon that you already have, for example, our Agnosom Gunlance, and you can give it a skill. So you can give it Attack Boost 1, Fire Boost 1, or Fire Blight Exploit. Which, in this case, we could either increase our attack or increase our fire. Whichever we wanted to do, I'm going to go ahead and just increase our fire. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but it's kind of the most fun thing to do. And then you could always switch it out for like attack boost if you wanted to. And so each weapon is going to have different Rampage skills. So this baggy Gunlance has Affinity Boost 1, Sleep Boost 1, and Buddy Rally. This Iron Axe has Attack Boost 1, Affinity Boost 1, Defense Boost 2. So all of these weapons have different Rampage skills. And so as you get up into kind of like the end game, it becomes kind of part of your set to choose which Rampage skills go on that weapon. That's pretty cool. Here, this one's got Small Monster Exploit, which will increase your damage to small monsters. I'm not sure why anybody would actually want to use that, but maybe they do.
Take good care of your gear.
Alrighty. I think that is going to be it for today. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. We will see you next time when we take on a new quest from the village here in Kimura. Thanks.